Port Adelaide, as you just mentioned, they continued their good form with a hard-fought 10-point win over Melbourne on Friday night. Matty Nix joins us. Matty, welcome to the show.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
Very well. Rowey, reading those stats out, that's another really solid performance from one of the form sides in the competition.
Yeah, that's a nice stat, isn't it? Well, considering less than 12 months ago we were probably on the other end of it. We just couldn't get wins against the top 8 sides, and we seemed to be able to get the job done against teams bottom 8, but definitely weren't getting wins against the top 8. So from our point of view, it's great for our players to, I guess, get some belief in themselves that we can knock off good sides even when they're going well. And Melbourne were doing exactly that. They're a team that are playing some really good footy, so it's a great win for us.
Yeah, it looks to me like the pressure that you're putting your opposition under is underpinning your performance. Teams just don't have time or space to deliver the ball with any purpose inside forward 50.
Yeah, no, that's what we've been trying to work on. We started the season not been able to play our sort of pressure game that we'd like. Now, whether that was mindset or a little bit of method, we've been working hard on trying to turn that around. I think if you look at the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've been able to find that form that when we have played our best footy over the last few years, we've played front of centre football. We've pinned the oppositions in their back half, and we've brought immense pressure, especially by our forwards, in that area. It wasn't so much that game on Friday. Melbourne, to their credit, were around the footy, so they dominated field position on us. But to come out in the end and hang on like our guys did, and I guess win both ends of the ground. We got smashed in the middle, but we won both ends. That was a really good sign for us.
Can you believe the numbers? Can I start with this? The inside 50s, D's plus 29. So they had 68 inside 50s. Were you disappointed at the volume that got in there, or were you equally just proud of the defence of the boys that were in there? I mean, honestly, to keep them under that with 68 in is an unbelievable stat, Matty.
Yeah, it is. And we'll always look at that from both sides because our backs, we couldn't be more happy with the way they performed. A young group, Tommy Jonas back in, I thought he led them. He was, one of our best as far as standing up under pressure and some really key moments, which is what he's been able to do for most of the year. But we'll always come back and have a look at some of the growth areas that we need to get right. And one of those is the midfield. They've been our guys. We're talking about Pepper and Wines, Rockcliffe, Motlop, Wingard. These guys have been really good the last month, playing some good football. This game, I think, and we're happy to admit, I think Melbourne got the better of us in that area. And it'll be an area we have to get right because when you can't survive on 68 inside 50 and 30 odd yourself, you're not going to win too many games of footy like that.
Sam Powell-Pepper, just look at him. 94 pressure acts. I've never seen a number like that. And 17 tackles is a Port Adelaide record. He was a bumper boat on Friday night, an absolute bumper boat.
Yeah, we love him. We love Pep. We love all the boys, but he's got something slightly different to your regular player. And I know now he's been compared to Dusty. They're different players. Every player's different. He's got his own unique style, the way he plays, but we never question the fact that he'll be somewhere near the ball and he'll be going reasonably hard at it, whether the ball's there to be won or whether someone's got it. He's that sort of character that just really enjoys the scrap. So he's good for us, especially when you get these night games that are a little bit slippery. He's able to get to as many of those balls as he can. And as you said, 90-odd pressure points is a massive number.
Another thing that impressed me greatly was in the third quarter, Melbourne came out, kicked the first 4 goals of the quarter and really looked like they had massive control, but just your ability to stem the bleeding, steady, and then kick 3 of the next 4 goals to three-quarter time, I thought was really, really, really a vote of confidence in the maturity of the group.
Yeah, we haven't been able to do that between, over the last 2 years. Teams have, put that sort of pressure on us and broken out to a slight lead. We haven't been able to take that back. So I think the word maturity, it's probably spot on with where our group is. We're gaining experience every time we play. We've added a little bit of experience to the group as well with Rockcliffe and, Motlop coming in as well. They've started to play some really good footy. So you hope that some of their maturity rubs off on the group. And, some of the things we're seeing from the group, when you see Rockcliffe do, some of the things in game that he does and Motlop as well, there's no doubt our guys learn from that. and being around them, through the week and working at training. So it's a real positive for us.
I'm guessing, though, your preference isn't to concede the first 3 goals of the match and the first 4 after half-time.
No, and same with the 68 inside 50. And we've been on the other end of some of those losses. If you remember last year, West Coast, they were able to beat us with a similar stat line in reverse. So we have lost a few games that way, but you don't do it very often. So, we've got some stuff we've really got to get right. As I said, out of that middle area, you want to be pressuring sides and going forward. And, we haven't mentioned our forwards, but I thought they had a really strong game as far as any opportunity they had. We were able to put scores on the board.
Still feel like you've got a massive upside, and the forward area is one. I mean, Charlie Dixon, even Chad Wingard, Rocky's got another gear. Marshall's going to be better for the run. Crikey's, he's got a game. How smart is he? That front 7, once it gels and there's a bit of continuity, that's a massive upside for me, Matty.
Yeah, well, that's another really exciting part. We probably haven't quite clicked yet. We've won some ugly games, and we've lost some. I think Hawthorn, it was a game that we sort of look back on, and we really didn't even get into that game at all, but had a chance, lost by 3 points. So to win some of these games and still not really be clicking on all gears, it's good, it's exciting, and I think it's keeping our players hungry because you don't want to get ahead of yourself. Winning games of footy is great, but you want to sort of have the players in that mindset of they're still hungry, they still want to get better, and that's where we're at. You're
sitting under the radar for most, going nicely, pursuing that top 4. Do you think you're a top 4 team?
Well, we're not at the moment. Collingwood picked us out, didn't they? But I think we'll compete with sides, and you can see how close it is. We'd like to think that we can play in amongst those groups. I think there's a few sides that sit well above, and Richmond's one of those. Sydney are sort of talk about sneaking under the radar. They just continually win. But we'd like to think we go up against those sides and play our best footy, that we're a chance to beat them. And I think most teams in the comp feel that way. And that's probably the best part about our game at the moment. There's the top team at the moment. I think there's 2 or 3 on the same points, and then there's us sitting equal second. And, a week or two is going to change it dynamically before you 2 losses and you drop out of the 8. So it's an exciting league at the moment.
Hearing that Matthew Broadbent's not far away from playing in the SANFL, hasn't played a game since round 19 last year. That'll give everyone a bit of a spring in their step because I know he's a popular bloke around the club.
Yeah, there's not many more popular than Broady, and it's been such a tough run for him. For a guy who played so many years without an injury, and the details of his injury are quite remarkable. He was actually hit in the head with a football that knocked him out mid-air, and he came down and rolled his ankle. He doesn't remember, obviously, doing the ankle because he wasn't conscious at the time. But it was an amazing injury, and he's just had to struggle to get back. But to his credit, he's done everything he can. And it looks like he'll play this week. He's got to get through a week of footy, and we might see him out there for Magpies.
Yeah, he's an absolute ripper, a Henley boy. Carlton Saturday, they're going to be plucky. They always are. In the past, Nixie, and hit me on the head if you need to, relatively speaking, I've always got a bit nervous for these games for Port. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, and with good reason. We need to prove that we can get the job done in games like this. Yep. It's always tough though, and we have struggled to beat Carlton at the MCG over the last few years. They've knocked us off a few times. So we saw on the weekend, after they coming off a disappointing game against Freo, and then they came out and answered and really had a crack at Collingwood, who are in really good form. So we know we're not going to get an easy game at all. We're going to be up against a hungry young side. But, we have to just be on our game. We have to be playing the way we want, and hopefully we get a few things set before clicking into gear and we can get going.
And a great opportunity to play on the G?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we don't get many chances. I think we get one or
more for the year
nowadays. Yeah, so it's always good to get the group down there and have a run around, because that's where ultimately you have to win on that ground. Otherwise, you're not getting the job done, are you?
Yep. Keep building, bring the heat, use the ball as you are. You're 9-4. It's just terrific to watch you guys play the way you play, that Port way. So good work, Nixie, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.